Welcome to, behind me, a rather dull and overcast looking Oxlease Lakes, and welcome to the 2024 start of the FlewDog vlogs. Obviously last year I managed to get out a few times and do some of these FlewDog vlogs. The idea behind them is sort of to join me on my angling adventures. But for 2024 we're going to put a little twist on it, and the idea is going to be more of like a diary piece. So you'll see me out doing fishing, doing my bits and pieces, but also some of the behind the scenes stuff that I get up to as a content creator stroke videographer for the brand at Trakker. For me, it's going to be really exciting to sort of take on a little bit of a journey through some of the fishing I get to do, which I'm very, very lucky indeed to be doing, but also some of the fun, exciting projects that we get to do. Obviously, because of this, some of what you're going to see is going to be backdated because there's certain things that we do that you won't be able to see until these videos come out. But yeah, down here for 48 hours. The idea being I need to do a little bit of product videos, some bits and pieces on the new Tempest RS, as well as some other projects. But in the meantime, I am going to be getting the rods out. The weather is set to be, quite frankly, appalling. So I think tomorrow is a full day of rain. So what I'm going to try and do is get the rods out, get on with sort of doing the bits and pieces I need to do, because potentially tomorrow is going to be bivvy bound. But a huge welcome. I hope you really enjoyed these. What we're going to try and do is get interactive with these. If there's anything you would like to see, anything you'd like me to be doing, or any insights from the company you'd like to see, then completely put them in the comments below. But for now, I'm going to try and get these rods out, find myself a spot first of all, get the rods out, put a bit of bait out, and pray for something to happen. At the moment, a lot seems to be at the night, so I need to rush to get this done because due to standard M4 traffic, I am already running a little bit behind. So for now, let's get these rods out and I'll catch you in a bit. With the rain seemingly never going to stop, with rods out on the spot and baited, all that seemed left to do was tuck up into bed and pray this weather turn the fish on. Well, first night on Oxlease, joined by Mr. Russell next door, and he's like, once it gets into dark, you'll have a few. So don't really care if I have nothing else. First fish of 2024, and it's literally 30 pounds on the nose. Just got into dark, just as he said it would happen, and it had happened. A few beeps, trying to shuffle into the old sliders, and then it absolutely tore off. And to be honest, quite a dogged little fight. And one of Oxlease's 30 pounders is in there after the Trakker social before Christmas with two 29 ounces fish. I really desperately wanted a 30 pounder, and it's the first time I believe that my first fish of the year is a 30 pounder. So buzzing. Yet again, this time on a Ronnie rig. I seem to have gone back to Ronnie rigs. Little white, one of my fizzy wicked white pop-ups. But yeah, what a fish to start 2024. Get this rod back out, get this fish back, get the rods back out, and pray for plenty more. Well, good morning, and unfortunately it's a slightly uninspiring backdrop of what is a very inspiring Tempest RS. And that is purely because you can possibly hear on the mics, it is absolutely throwing it down. But they will not be able to wipe the smile from my face with any amount of rain whatsoever. After what can be described as a few sort of tough trips, yes, they were filming trips, as obviously this one is, but a little bit more content production trips where no matter how many times people say, oh, living the dream, fishing all the time, it's not really your own fishing. And even though I'm doing this blog and this video diary as we speak, I do get to concentrate a little bit more on my fishing, and the results have come. 30 pounder, first fish of the year, and it was funny because I was only saying yesterday how I don't think I'd ever had my first fish of the year be a 30. So to do that, unfortunately a month late really, I'd love to have caught one in January, but beggars cannot be choosers. I did have a tench at 4 o'clock this morning. As you can imagine, in that thunderous rain, I was overjoyed to see one of those beautiful red eyes glinting in the head torchlight. And basically I just left the rod up against the bivvy. Sometimes it's okay to feel a little bit defeated, and that is certainly how I felt this morning when that tench came in. So I left it up, but I have now just chucked it back out, braved, put on the old Tech Pro clothing, braved it, and got the rod back out on the spot. Haven't put any more bait out, interestingly, purely because I did put quite a bit out. You know, I'm using boilie, pellet, a bit chopped worm, and I think a lot of that can stay like in the sediment, the scent and whatnot, and I did put out quite a lot. So 1 carp at a tench I don't think would have cleared out the 30 odd spoms I have put out. Plus, don't really fancy spomming in this rain. But we will see what the rest of the day goes. It is forecast to rain pretty much all day, so that's not very inspiring. However, the pressure is obscenely low, like obscenely low. So what we're going to do, oh, was that? No, that's a bird. The birds have been relentless, non-stop. But what we're going to do now is I'm going to have a quick tidy up, because in classic FlewDog style, I left the ground sheet off thinking I was hard, and now I have small little rivers running under everything. So I'm going to have a quick tidy of the bivvy, sort everything out, and if this rain eases at any way, shape or form later, I'm going to get a little bit more bait out. I will redo the rods on dark, because it does seem to be dark action. So for now, sit, watch the rain, watch the bird life, and yeah, try and enjoy being nice and calm and collected in the old Tempest RS. For now, catch you in a bit. With a very brief break in the biblical rain that we have had, I thought I'd just go through what I've been up to essentially. Now, for anyone that knows Oxlease, in the grand scheme of things, it's quite featureless. There are obviously some ups and downs and some bits of gravel, but compared to some other venues where you're fishing massive, you know, look at Hardwick Smith, for example, where you're fishing massive plateaus or things like that, or huge gravel areas of St John's, it is quite uniform in itself, and that's what I found. I said this is only my second time fishing it, so I'm not pretending to be no expert at all. There are people much more qualified, but the 2 occasions I fished here, essentially I've thrown out a lead, and I generally start at 25 wraps and work backwards from 100 yards, and that's just the way I've always done it. Came back, got to about 18 wraps and found a few taps of gravel in a small area, but certainly enough to present 3 rods. And for me, that's plenty enough. Something a little bit different. You know, in a bottom that's quite uniform and not very, you know, not got massive bars or anything like that. A few taps of gravel, and as soon as those first taps happened, and I added an extra 6 inches so that I know I'm going to land in the back of that gravel area. Now, as I said, I've only fished here twice before, and my tactics really haven't changed. They worked before Christmas. There's no reason to think they wouldn't work after Christmas. So I went in with 3 Ronnie rigs on top of a clearer area, and then just filled it in, loads of little bitty fishing. I know that they've got a reputation of loving sweet cologne here, so the 8mm banana nuts that I use seemed absolutely perfect. They look like little bits of corn, and then a little bit of the old chopped up worm, because quite frankly, I don't really go many places without it now. A lot of people try to profess that they're not using naturals and this, that and the other, but where they're allowed, I think they are a massive edge. So, and that's basically all the mix has been. I have put 1 handful of pellet in just to absorb some of the juices that come out of the minced up worms essentially. But for me, a little bit of boilie, you know, tiny 8mm, a little bit of worm. Initially went in with 25 spoms. I don't know what made me pick that number. It just felt like a good amount of bait, enough to get them moving around. And from speaking to Ian previously, he said everything's been at night. So when I got here late yesterday due to the traffic, it was all a bit of a rush. But I wanted to put out enough bait so that, did I have any bites through the night, you can sort of, you don't have to feel that you can rebait. And I said I didn't rebait, and unfortunately nothing else happened. So tonight, if I do have anything, I will rebait. But I've set the rods up after I put them back out this morning. because obviously with a recast I like to skip them all in the morning and just refresh all the rods. But for now, absolutely nothing's happened, so this is more of a catch-up of what I have been up to. But I have got fresh rigs ready for tonight. Bait will be mixed up just before it goes out, and that's going to be the plan just before dark. Skip everything in, put them all back out, and hope for another fish. Go on. Yep. Yes. Well, what's the chance of that? Literally, just filming, putting some bait out, and the rod's ripped off. Well, I say ripped off, it didn't rip off at all. Slow little slip pickup. And now it's coming towards. What's going on here? Literally 1 or 2 beeps, watched it pick up. And now it looks like, feels like it's giving up the ghost. Slowly cruising, left to right. Or right to left even, actually, I don't remember. Is this a carp? What's going on here? After obviously yesterday's tench, that was far too heavy to be a tench, surely. Oh, let's pick the other line up. Bit of nip on pill, wasn't it? Bosh. I don't know if you saw that then, bosh off the island. What on earth? This is the weirdest fight ever. And again. Right. Let's turn this if we can. Oh, God. That's literally a bolt out of the blue. Nothing's happened in the day, apparently. It's all been nights. So if we can get this in, this will be an absolute result. Let's just pick that other line again. Talk about making it hard for yourself. Yeah. Come on. And here you come. And here you come. Come on. Oh, looks like a comment. Certainly not a big one, I don't think. But they all very much count at this time. It hasn't dropped the lead, that's why it's such a weird fight. Oop. That's it, come on. Up you come. Up you come. Come on. That's it. Get in. Yes. Well, I don't know how much of that you saw, to be honest, but that is number 2. Happy days. Well, literally 10 minutes after saying nothing's been happening in the day, an Oxlease 25-pound mega cool golden common. This time on a yellow pineapple embuteric, same spot, 18 and a stick length wraps towards the old porta toilet. Absolutely buzzing. I say, really didn't expect it. A few beeps, and as you saw, the fight was very, very weird. Came in really, really quickly, and then was dogged in the margins. But what a cool fish, and what a happy continuation of the session. Right, slip her back.
Boom. There we are. Well, a few chucks to get it there, but that's all 3 rods out for the night. That common in the middle of the day really buoyed up the session for me, really. And sometimes on these cold sessions, these winter sessions, raining, miserable, it's easy to just like be whatever. But having that fish in the middle, got back in the baby, retied fresh rigs, you know, really stimulated that session for me. And that's really what it's about in these cold sessions, is, you know, the right clothing and all those bits and pieces that everyone talks about. Keeping warm, keeping dry as best as you can means that you keep yourself in the game. So that's 3 rods out. Bite time yesterday was about 8 o'clock, I think, I had that first one. But yeah, it's exciting because there are so many cool fish in here, so many big fish in here. And that's what it's about, is keeping yourself going, keep yourself buoyed up. So I'm not going to put any more bait out at the moment. I put a little bit out after that common, enough to get another bite, if that makes sense. So there's no point just putting more and more and more in. So yes, I keep looking at the water because I don't know, the buzz is real. Might come to nothing at all, but if not, I'll see you in the morning. If so, I'll see you sometime probably with a bright light shining in my face and hopefully a big Oxlease carp in my hands. Well, bang on bite time, and the bite comes. Little cool little scaly double figure fish. Won't take too much time of this fish's time. Slip it back, get its rod back out. But that is a positive thing. If nothing else, it's certainly another bite on the cards. Happy days. Good morning, and after that mid double, a couple of tench, but nothing else. Got probably an hour left before I have to get on the barrow and get home to basically do my job, which is got a few videos to edit now before the weekend. So this is part of the sort of behind the scenes, if you like. Everyone's like, oh, you live in the dream and always on the bank. Yeah, 100%. I do get to do a lot of fishing, and I'm, you know, massively honoured to be able to do that. But there is a time of the day where those videos that you film need to become videos, and that is back to the editing suite. So hang out an hour now probably. I redid the rods at 4 o'clock. Due to the fact that the spot I'm fishing hasn't got very many sort of horizon markers, you're sort of punting in the dark after those tench last night. When I have gone to skip them in this morning to recast, I probably was 6 to maybe 10 foot right at the spot looking at the lines. In the grand scheme of things, does it make a huge difference? Who knows, but no bite was forthcoming after those tench. So yeah, I'm gonna hang it on for an hour and then pack down, whiz round and back home and straight into the editing suite. So if you don't see any more of me, that means that in that hour absolutely nothing happened, but that potentially is not the end of the video. So yeah, really good session, really enjoyed. Oxlease has been kind to me in that winter period, sort of the social we had here and then on to this session. You know, double 20 in 30 and 48 hours, I will take that every day of the week. So let's make myself a coffee, have a bit of a chill, and then get all this kit on the barrow, get around and get back to the office. So, from a muddy linear and wet linear to a muddy wet photography shoot. Just a little glimpse when everyone says, living the dream. Yes, it definitely is a dream, it's a lovely place. But things like this. Oh. Under wrap stuff, can't see what's underneath there. But yeah, that's what it's all about. Being out and about. When you see all these beautiful polished photos and videos, you forget everything that happens behind the scenes. Well, rain hasn't stopped. I can't show you what's just around that corner. Cool. But yeah, this is the beauty of product filming stroke photography in winter, is need an umbrella and a good old gung-ho spirit essentially. But yeah, it's been really good fun. Loads of new products which you will see very, very shortly, I'm very sure of it. And to be honest, even in this drizzly, miserable February weather, they look absolutely banging. But for me, it's back
back to our comfy accommodation for this evening, and then tomorrow we are back out somewhere else doing some more filming and some more photography. Happy days.